Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Sa gitna ng mapanubok na panahon, magkahatid sa kaakibat ay diskusyon. Sama-sama tayo, kahit magkalayo. Sa programang ito, tiyak ang pagkatuto. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo.
Good day everyone. I'm Teacher Mina for your grade 10 biology class today. Most essential learning competency. Describe how the nervous system coordinates and regulates these feedback mechanisms to maintain homeostasis. Code Science 10 Living Things -3C-36. Objectives for the day. Number 1. Describe the role of nervous system in coordinating and regulating feedback mechanisms to maintain homeostasis. Number 2. Explain the importance of understanding the nervous system. Number 3. Appreciate the importance of nervous system in coordinating and regulating feedback mechanisms to maintain homeostasis. Look at the picture shown. What is common among the different pictures? Can you guess it? Is your answer nerve or nerves? That is correct. Nerves are said to be the building blocks of the nervous system. What is nervous system? It is composed of nerves that reach out all over the brain, to the spine, and different parts of the body. What are the major divisions of the nervous system? It is divided into the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system serves as the main processing center for the entire nervous system. It is divided into two main parts, the brain and the spinal cord. The brain is said to be the control center of the nervous system. It controls the thought, memory, emotions, touch, motor skills, vision, temperature, hunger, and every processes that regulates the body. It has three main divisions: the forebrain, the midbrain, and the hindbrain. Furthermore, it is divided into three main parts: the cerebrum, cerebellum, and the brainstem. The midbrain and the hindbrain compose the brain stem. The spinal cord. It is about 40 to 50 centimeter long, interconnecting the brain and the body. It serves as the pathway of messages sent by the brain to the body and from the body to the brain. The peripheral nervous system carries impulses from the sensory nerves to the central nervous system and from the central nervous system to the motor nerves. There are two main divisions of the peripheral nervous system. The first one is the somatic nervous system. It regulates activities that are under conscious control. The second is autonomic nervous system. It includes the motor neurons that control the internal organs. The autonomic nervous system is further subdivided into the sympathetic, which is also known as the fight or flight response, and it controls the internal functions of body in times of stress and emergency. The parasympathetic, which is also known as the rest and digest system. It controls the internal functions of the body at rest. Examples of sympathetic and parasympathetic. Picture 1 shows that, supposing you were in a house under fire, you want to run away from the fire site. The sympathetic nervous system makes sure you run to safety by turning your heartbeat faster, producing more blood pumped into your muscles, thereby causing you to run as fast as you can. The adrenal gland produces adrenaline, stress hormone. Another part of the nervous system makes sure your everyday needs are met. When you eat food and drink water, the parasympathetic shown by the second picture turns on to make sure that your body digests it properly. This is a kind of business as usual system that keeps the basic function of the body working as they should. Just sleeping is an example of an action by the parasympathetic system. The pathway of the nervous system. Do you ever wonder why you shiver or why you sweat? Why do you pee or poop? How is a message passed from a stimulus to get a response? What is needed in the transfer of information from the stimulus to the brain? It is a neuron. A neuron, or a nerve cell, is designed to transmit information to other neurons, muscles, or glands. How are neurons classified? There are 3 classifications of neurons. The first one is called the sensory or affective neuron. Our neurons carry impulses from the sense organs to the brain and spinal cord. The motor or affective neurons carry impulses from the brain and spinal cord to the muscles. And the last one is associative neuron. They analyze and interpret the data or impulses. How is a message transported? The stimulus that started the information is sent to the central nervous system. The sense organs collected the information and send it to the brain in a nerve impulse. The stimulus response model. A stimulus is a variable or change in the environment detected by a receptor. A receptor transforms environmental stimulus into electrical nerve impulses. The impulses are transmitted via neurons to the central nervous system where decision-making occurs. When a response is selected, either consciously or unconsciously, the signal is transmitted via neurons to the effector, the organs, the glands, or muscles, producing a response to the stimulus. Based from the picture shown, or from the model shown, the food is said to be the stimulus causing the mouth to be watery, leading to a desire to taste the food, and or perhaps arises the feeling of hunger. The need or want to taste the food is transmitted by the sensory neurons to the central nervous system and on to the motor neurons where a decision has to be made as a response to the stimulus, biting or eating or tasting the food. The response is being manifested through facial emotional expression or bodily movements. Based from what has been said, it is of importance to keep the body parts to function with balance and coordination with one another to attain homeostasis. What is homeostasis? It is a condition wherein the human body system is maintained in balance despite the changing factors outside. It is attained by regulating the internal environment, cell, tissues, organs, glands, keeping them always in good condition, keep things in balance, and make certain adjustments if needed. Components of homeostasis. Homeostasis have three independent components for the variable or stimulus being regulated. The first one, it begins with a sensor or receptor that detect changes in the internal or external environment. The integrating or control center receives the information from the sensors and initiates the response to maintain homeostasis. The effector is the organ, tissue, or gland that receives information from the control center and acts to bring about the changes needed to maintain homeostasis. Therefore, we can say that homeostasis is the ability to maintain a stable internal state. Let's take the man's body temperature as an example. When temperature overheats or there is too much coldness, the sensors send message to the brain to regulate the heat or coldness of the body. Sweating, panting, shivering sets the body back to its regular level. What systems in the body help maintain homeostasis? Yes, they are the nervous system and the endocrine system. Maintaining the values in normal range is homeostasis. Positive and negative feedback are more complicated mechanisms that enable the basic components to maintain homeostasis for more complex physiological processes. Negative feedback is said to be a balancing feedback. It is a way that a body senses change and activates mechanisms that negate or reverse it. Positive feedback serves to intensify or accelerate a response until endpoint is reached. This is designed to push levels out of normal ranges and leads to increase the effect of the stimulus. An example of negative feedback is maintaining the glucose level in the blood. Negative feedback loops involve insulin and glucagon help to keep blood glucose levels with a narrow concentration range. Glucagon works along with the hormone insulin to control blood sugar levels dropping too low that leads to hypoglycemia. Insulin is released to stop blood sugar levels rising too high that leads to hyperglycemia. In positive feedback mechanism, an example event in the body is blood platelet accumulation, which in turn causes blood clotting in response to a break or a tear in the lining of the blood vessels. During childbirth, the release of the hormone oxytocin intensifies the contractions during the labor process until the childbirth event comes to a success. What is homeostatic regulation? Homeostatic regulation implies constant adjustments as conditions change inside and outside the cell. The hypothalamus of the brain is the main gland of the homeostasis, while the kidneys are the major organs of homeostasis for the nervous system. Homeostatic imbalance is the inability of the body to restore a functional, stable, internal environment. The cells in the body do not work correctly. Due to aging, the internal environment becomes unstable. It causes the risk for an illness. Diseases that result from homeostatic imbalance include diabetes, dehydration, hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia, gout, heart failure, and any diseases caused by a toxin present in the bloodstream. Let's sum up our lesson for today by answering the question, how does the nervous system maintain homeostasis? Of all the body systems, the nervous system is the major control system of homeostasis. It provides monitoring, response, and regulation of all systems in the human body and other organisms. It functions from the tiny level of individual cells to affecting the whole body at once. Receptors inside and outside the body are constantly monitoring conditions and watching for changes. When a body system leaves a set point and falls outside to its normal range, signals are sent through the nervous system, which trigger response to bring the system back into the normal range of function. This is what homeostasis is. So now, I know that you have learned a lot in our discussion for today. To check your understanding of what we have discussed, let's do this simple activity, which is an overview of the nervous system. Based from the flow chart or diagram of the concept map, write a word or words that may be a definition or a description of the word written inside each box to reveal the hidden element covered by the green marking in each box. So now, here are the possible answers on the concept map that you are tasked to complete. The central nervous system is composed of the brain and spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system branch out into sensor neurons or sensory neuron and motor neurons. The sensory neuron carry information or messages towards the spinal cord from the sensory receptors. The motor neurons carry signals away from the central nervous system. The motor neurons further branch out into somatic system and autonomic system. Voluntary nerves or neurons control the skeletal muscles. The autonomic system, the visceral or involuntary muscles, including the heart, the blood vessels, digestive organs, and the smooth muscles. The autonomic further divided into the sympathetic division and parasympathetic. Sympathetic is also known the flight or fight response, and this is activated by the stress hormone. The parasympathetic division includes the routinary activities that are involuntary in action. Okay, did you get all the answers? Okay, congratulations, you have made it. Okay, today let's move on to the agreement. The title is My Body. Direction: describe your body by answering each area of the illustration. On the upper left corner, write 5 things that your body can do for you. On the upper right corner, write 5 things that you love about your body. On the lower left corner, write 5 things that makes you unique from others. It may be your feature, skill, talent, asset that may not be present from others. On the last, lower right corner, write 5 things that you're going to do to keep yourself or your body to stay strong and healthy. Did you get it? Okay. Again, this is Teacher Mirna saying, look for the nervous system as the key for maximum health. Thank you, everyone. God bless. To God be the highest glory.
Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Sa gitna ng mapanubok na panahon, magkahatid sa kakibat ay diskusyon. Sama-sama tayo, kahit magkalayo. Sa programang ito, tiyak ang pagkatuto. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo, Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo, Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo.